Okay, so we need to be able to explain what in the world this rate of change represents in story type problems, okay, story problems, and also what individual points mean. So first off, let's go get our rate of change or our rock. Let's see here. 1,000 divided by 1 is 1,000. 4,000 divided by 4 is 1,000. 5,000 divided by 5 is 1,000. So our rock is definitely 1,000. It is a proportional relationship. What does it represent here? Is 1,000 a fraction? That's the first thing you ask yourself. No. So put a 1 under it. Now it's a fraction. How do we get our rock? Well, we always said it was y divided by x. So what does our y values represent? Money. And our y value is on top. So this is money. You take what your y value represents and you stick it on top of your rock number. If it's not a fraction, you put a 1 under it, and then whatever your x represents, you put that on the bottom with that number. So what does it represent? The rate of change, let's just do that. The rate of change represents $1,000 earned every month. That's what it represents. So do you see how I use the labels of the y and the x to do that? And I can't say it's 1,000 months earns you $1. That's not the way it is. Because it's y divided by x, the top number, the first number that you get for your rate of change, it goes with your y column. And then if you have to make it to a fraction, let me move this all up a little bit. If you have to make it into a fraction, then your x value labeling comes into play for that second number. So y value labeling for top number, x value labeling for bottom number. This is what it means, and this is how you can write it out as a sentence. Now, what does the point 1,000 mean? And I'm talking about this point right here. All they expect you to do when they ask you that question of what does it represent, it doesn't mean do anything with it. It just means, would you please explain what the x means and what the y means? The point 1,000 means that for 1 month, $1,000 was earned. That's exactly what it is. Now, how do I know that the 1 represents months? Because it's in the months column. How do I know the 1,000 is dollars? Because it's in the money earned column. So what does the point 1,000 represent? It means that 1 month is $1,000. That's what it was. Let's go take a look at this one real quick. I've got points A, B on a graph. And the first question is what does the rock represent? So we need the rock. So let's just go right here. Let's see, 2 divided by 3. So what is that? It's 2 divided by 3. You could leave it as a fraction, or you can go ahead and divide it. 2 divided by 3 would be 0.6 repeating. So what is the rock? Well, it's 2 over 3. And there's our rate there, 2 over 3, 2 over 3, 2 over 3. What does it represent here? Well, again, the top number, that 2, should basically be your y value, so money. So it's $2 for 3 candy bars. The x term goes with the bottom number. So rate of change represents $2 for 3 candy bars. That's all it is. Or let's just say that you're more of this decimal person. You like doing the 2 divided by 3. The rate of change represents 67 cents. Now, why am I doing that? Well, it's 0.6 repeating. So, it means this. Well, if we're talking about money, because it's the y value right here, that means that this is going to round that up to 67. We only need 2 decimals for money. So that's why I'm saying 67 cents. And then this is not a fraction, so you'd put a 1 on the bottom. So it would be for 1 candy bar. So it represents 67 cents for 1 candy bar. Okay? So if you've got a number that's not a fraction, put a 1 underneath it, stick your Y label on the top number, stick your X label on the bottom number. Or, technically, make it a fraction and simplify it. I can't simplify 2/3 anymore, so if you don't want to go the decimal route, just leave it as this simplified fraction. And that works as well. Now let's go up here and let's take a look at what point A represents. Point A literally represents $2. Let me get a highlighter out here just so you can see. Point A represents $2, 3 candy bars. What does point B represent? Let me get a different color highlighter here. Well, let's see. How much money are we talking here? Looks like $4. Yep. For how many candy bars? 6 candy bars. That's how you can explain what the points represent and what the rate of change represents.